Now that we've let the computer pick a random number between 1 and 100, we need a variable for our user's guess. So we're going to set up another whole number, another integer, and I'll call it guess. And we'll start that number at 0 so that we can begin our game loop correctly. This game loop is going to allow the user to keep guessing while they haven't guessed the right number. So I might start that with a while loop, while, and I use parentheses for the condition or the test that we're going to use to keep our while loop operating, while the guess is not equal to, and that is the exclamation mark equals. So while guess is not equal to the number, guess will be the variable for our user's guess. The number will be our variable for the computer's random number. And then we will start our while loop with an open curly brace and an ellipse. As soon as I do that, it will give me a closing curly brace, and everything that I type inside these curly braces will be repeated as long as guess is not equal to the number, as long as the user's guess is not equal to the random number that we picked from 0 to 100, or from 1 to 100. Now that we have a while loop set up, we need to ask the user for a guess. So we will do that in our command line by saying system.out.println, system.out.println. This is going to print a line of text to the screen, and we can tell the user something like, we use double quotes for our strings that we want to print out, guess a number between 1 and 100. And notice we end with a semicolon there. So we've asked the user to guess a number between 1 and 100. Expand so that we can see that better. Then we're going to get the user's guess. To do this, we're going to make use of that scanner object that we created right up here, this scan. So I'm going to say guess, our variable for holding the user's guess, is going to depend on what the user typed into the keyboard. So we're going to scan the next integer, N-E-X-T-I-N-T with a capital I, the next integer out of the command line input from the keyboard. With this one command, scan.nextInt, we've called the scanner object, which is our keyboard input, and we've asked it to look for the next whole number or the next integer that the user entered at the keyboard. In the next section, we're going to see how to test to see if the user guessed the right number.